From cockroach milk to green Minecraft milk, there are tons of different varieties of milk that are popular all over the world, used for drinking, baking, and even skincare. Today, I'm going to be explaining the milk iceberg, where I'll be covering several different types of milk, as well as most things related to milk itself and its history. With all that said, let's get into the milk iceberg explained. Layer 1. Whole milk is considered the standard form of milk in many parts of the world. It's used for many different purposes, such as cooking, baking, and obviously used as a beverage. I mean, there's not much to say about this, it's just regular milk. The difference between whole milk and other milks is the particular fat content found in the milk. Specifically, whole milk is defined as having around 3% of fat content, but for some reason, the definition varies by region. Almond milk is a plant-based milk made from almonds and water mixed together. It gained popularity in the 2000s and 2010s as a dairy-free alternative to milk. Many almond milk brands are made to mimic the nutrition and taste of cow's milk. In 2013, it even surpassed soy milk as the most popular plant-based milk in the United States. One of the most popular advertising campaigns in history, Got Milk, was created in 1993 in order to encourage the consumption of milk in the United States. The campaign featured many different commercials, with most commercials featuring celebrities with milk mustaches, and the campaign aimed to boost milk consumption during a time when dairy sales in the United States were dropping heavily. The campaign had a huge cultural impact, despite it not being that effective at increasing milk sales, only doing so in the state of California. Lactose intolerance is a condition where a person's body cannot properly digest lactose, the sugar found in milk. Lactose intolerance is due to the lack of the enzyme lactase in the small intestines to break the enzyme down, which can lead to stomach pain after consuming dairy. Around 65% of the global population has some form of lactose intolerance, which has contributed to the rise of lactose-free milk and plant-based milk alternatives. Arguably the most popular flavored milk, chocolate milk is milk mixed with chocolate syrup or cocoa powder. According to Wikipedia, this is a food pairing in which the milk's mouthfeel masks the dietary fibers of the cocoa solids, whatever that means. Chocolate milk is often served in schools in the United States, which makes it a staple in many childhoods across the country, although some nutritionists have criticized chocolate milk because of its high sugar content and its relationship to childhood obesity. Because of this, some schools stopped serving chocolate milk entirely. This entry refers to store-brand versions of milk found in supermarkets, such as Great Value brand. These milks are often cheaper than name brands, but they usually come from the same or similar sources. Some people argue that generic brand milk is lower quality, but milks in the United States are made under strict regulations, so there isn't really a difference between them. Coconut milk is a plant-based milk made by grating the white flesh of coconuts and soaking it in hot water. This milk has a high oil content, with it being commonly used in South Asia, Oceania, and Africa. Two main types of coconut milk exist, one being a thick milk used in cooking, and another as a diluted version for drinking purposes. Milk tea is exactly what it sounds like. It's tea mixed with milk. It's popular across many cultures, with one of the most famous versions of milk tea being bubble tea, or commonly known as boba, which adds tiny chewy tapioca balls to the mixture. Any milk or milk alternative can be used to make milk tea. Cheese is a dairy product made by curdling milk using something called rennet and bacteria. There are over 1,000 varieties of cheese. The process of making cheese involves separating curds from whey, then aging the curds to develop flavor. Cheese is a staple food in many regions around the world, often eaten by itself or used as an ingredient. One of the oldest plant-based milk alternatives, soy milk, originated in China thousands of years ago. It's made by soaking and grinding soybeans, boiling the mixture, and then filtering it. It's naturally high in protein compared to other plant-based milks, which makes it popular among vegans or people who are lactose intolerant. Trumu is a flavored milk brand known for its chocolate and strawberry milk, most often placed in schools. Marketed heavily towards kids, it positions itself as a healthier flavored milk, with it having no high fructose corn syrup. high fructose? Is that how you say it? I don't know. It was placed in school cafeterias across the United States during the 2010s, continuing into the present day. Trumu's packaging and branding are kid-friendly, often featuring children's characters, and if you grew up in the United States in the past 15 years or so, you've definitely seen Trumu before. I know I have. Milk in cartons are the default packaging of milk in many parts of the world, especially in North America and Europe. Cartons are typically made from layers of paperboard and plastic, and this packaging became popular due to its lightweight, resealability, and just overall convenience. Compared to glass bottles, cartons are less prone to break and are cheaper to make. Milk foam is the frothy, airy layer created by steaming or frothing milk, often used in coffee drinks like lattes and cappuccinos. The process puts air bubbles into the milk, which creates a creamy texture. The quality of milk foam depends on the type of milk used, and milk foam is also used to create latte art. Strawberry milk is a flavored milk variety made by mixing milk with strawberry syrup or powder. It's popular among children and is often sold in pink cartons or bottles to make it look better. Brands like Nesquik helped popularize strawberry milk in particular, with them releasing their strawberry drink mix in the United States in 1960. This is a quite controversial entry. Raw milk, also known as unpasteurized milk, is milk that hasn't been pasteurized, meaning it's consumed straight from the animal. Some people claim that raw milk is healthier because it retains natural enzymes, bacteria, and nutrients that are supposedly lost during pasteurization, but health authorities like the CDC and the FDA strongly warn against raw milk due to the risk of contamination from things like E. coli, salmonella, and listeria, and because of this, in many countries, the sale of raw milk is restricted or outright banned. Butter is a dairy product made by churning cream, resulting in a solid fat used in cooking and baking. Composed of 81% buttermilk, it has been used for thousands of years and is a staple in many regions across the globe. In recent years, butter made a comeback after being demonized during the low-fat craze of the 80s and 90s. Many people prefer it over margarine or vegetable spreads due to its natural ingredients. There are also plant-based butter alternatives made from oils or nuts, but most butter is made from cow's milk. Yogurt is a fermented dairy product created by adding bacteria to milk, which thickens it and gives it a tangy flavor. Yogurt is incredibly versatile. You can eat it plain, mixed with other foods, or used as an ingredient. Yogurt is rich in something called probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that support gut health. There are many types of yogurt, with plant-based varieties made from almond, coconut, or soy milk. Interestingly, yogurt's been consumed by humans for over 4,000 years all over the world. 2% milk, also known as reduced fat milk, contains 2% milk fat, which is a middle ground between whole milk and skim milk, which, of course, I'll be talking about later. It offers a compromise between taste and lower fat content, which is why it's popular among people trying to cut down on fat but still want some richness. In the United States, it's one of the most commonly purchased types of milk, and for a long time, 2% milk was recommended as the healthy alternative to whole milk, but nowadays, some nutritionists argue that full-fat milk might not be as bad, but 2% milk continues to be a staple milk, especially as it's the standard milk served in American schools. Goat milk is exactly what it sounds like, milk from goats instead of cows. It's naturally higher in certain nutrients like calcium and potassium, and many people find it easier to digest due to it having less lactose. The flavor is often described as slightly tangier or earthier compared to cow's milk. It is finally time for the second layer of the Milk Iceberg Explained. Things are gonna get weirder, just keep watching. Layer 2. Skim milk is simply milk with nearly all of its fat content removed. It was once pushed as the healthiest milk during the late 20th century. The result of milk without its fat, skim milk, is a much thinner texture and a more watery taste, which many people either love or hate. Despite its reputation, it's still popular in some healthy diets. Chalk powder in milk. Yes, this is somehow a real thing. This is a strange practice that has been reported in some parts of the world where milk quality regulations are weak. In an effort to cut costs or increase the volume of milk available, some malicious people have been known to add substances like chalk powder, detergent, or starch. Chalk powder specifically is added to mimic the creamy white appearance of milk. Obviously, this is extremely unethical and most likely very unhealthy. Oat milk is a plant-based milk made by blending oats with water, then straining the mixture. It became popular in the 2010s, particularly among baristas, because of its creamy texture and ability to froth up. Oat milk brands like Oatly helped to launch it into mainstream coffee shops and grocery stores, and as a result, it's one of the most popular milk alternatives. A2 milk is a type of cow's milk that only contains something called the A2 beta casein protein instead of both A1 and A2 proteins like regular milk. The point of this is that some people who experience lactose intolerance with regular milk might tolerate A2 milk better. It's marketed as being gentler on digestion. It's mostly found in specialty dairy sections or healthy food stores, and in some countries, entire dairy herds have been bred to only produce the specific A2 milk. UHT stands for Ultra High Temperature Processing, a method where milk is heated to at least 275 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 135 degrees Celsius, for a few seconds. This kills off most of the bacteria and gives the milk a shelf life of several months without refrigeration, at least until it's opened. UHT milk is common in Europe, South America, and parts of Asia. Some people say it has a slightly cooked or burnt taste due to the high temperature heating process of the milk. It's convenient for emergency storage or places without refrigeration. Cashew milk is a plant-based milk made from soaked cashews blended with water. It's known for its smooth, rich texture and a nutty flavor. It's popular among vegans and it works well in cooking and baking. It's also used as a base for sauces and desserts. Cashew milk is usually lower in calories, but also low in protein unless more protein is added later on. Another nut-based milk alternative, walnut milk, is made by soaking and blending walnuts with water. It has a distinctive earthy flavor due to the strong taste of walnuts. It usually needs to be sweetened or blended with vanilla to taste better for some people. Why does this even exist? Released in March 2025 as a limited edition promotion for the Minecraft movie, they somehow milked a Minecraft creeper and put it inside a gallon jug. I heard about this myself whenever it was out, but I unfortunately never got the chance to try it. According to a user on Reddit, the green Minecraft milk tasted like vanilla ice cream for some reason. Condensed milk is cow's milk that has been boiled down and sweetened, resulting in a thick, syrupy sweet liquid. It's commonly used in desserts like fudge and tres leches cake. There's also unsweetened evaporated milk, which is similar but without added sugar inside it. Condensed milk was first created as a way to preserve milk before UHT milk and refrigeration existed. Hemp milk is made from the seeds of the cannabis sativa plant, though unfortunately it won't get you high. It's legal since it contains no THC, the compound in cannabis that causes psychoactive effects. Hemp milk is a decent milk alternative with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, plus some protein. The flavor is slightly earthy, which some people love while others don't. Although I'm not an avid milk drinker, this is one type of milk that I would be interested in trying. This entry refers to the popular slogan that says that drinking milk will build strong bones. Basically, this slogan is just a marketing campaign, with recent studies showing that milk isn't even the best source of calcium or vitamin D, both important for bone health. The slogan became popular because of campaigns like Got Milk and the Special Milk Program, which I'll be getting into right about now. Speaking of the Special Milk Program, you probably haven't heard of this at all. The Special Milk Program offers federal reimbursements for milk served to children in something called an eligible participating outlet, which includes schools, childcare institutions, settlement houses, homeless shelters, or summer camps. This federal aid program is administered by the United States Department of Agriculture under the Food and Nutrition Service. This is responsible for milk being so prevalent in American schools across the country. Now, you may be wondering, why is this program even a thing in the first place? It started when the United States entered World War II. The Department of Agriculture released a pamphlet promoting the Special Milk Program in 1942. It referred to milk as something called a victory food and stated that it hoped to reduce malnutrition and hunger among American school children through the program. It was also intended to provide farmers with a fair return on their products. This is very interesting, in my opinion, at least. That was a lot of talking. After all of that, it is time for the second to last layer of the milk iceberg. Layer 3. This entry refers to the myth that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Surprisingly, a 2017 survey by the Innovation Center for U.S. Dairy found that approximately 7% of American adults, which is around 16 million people, believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Of course, chocolate milk doesn't come from brown cows, and if I had to be the one to tell you that, well, that's not a good sign. Pea milk. Okay, these entries are getting way too weird. Pea milk? It turns out that further in my research, pea milk thankfully isn't made from green peas, but instead made from yellow peas, which fits better as a milk alternative. It uses pea protein in combination with water and is notable for its savory, pea-like flavor. Milk in glass bottles. Originally the default way to package milk, glass bottles were used before cartons and plastic jugs. Today, they're not often used, but glass bottles keeps milk cold and fresh tasting, and it's reusable. Some people even say that milk tastes better from glass bottles than it does from plastic or cartons. Imperishable milk is milk that has an incredibly long or indefinite shelf life, usually UHT milk, evaporated milk, and powdered milk, which can last for months or even years unopened. These are often kept in emergency kits, and some people associate imperishable milk with a strange taste or texture, but it's very useful in emergencies. Macadamia milk is a buttery milk made from macadamia nuts. It has a smooth and sweet flavor, with it also being lower in calories and carbs than some other options. It's often more expensive and harder to find than other nut milks like almond or oat milk. Milk It is a song from the rock band Nirvana's 1993 album In Utero, and it's not literally about milk, but the original creator of this iceberg put it in as an entry, so I'm talking about it anyways. Kurt Cobain probably never meant for Milk It to end up in a Milk Iceberg Explained video, but here we are. Coffee with copious amounts of milk isn't coffee. This quote is something that's said by coffee drinkers all over the world, and it's used in debates about how coffee should be consumed. My opinion on this is just do whatever you want. Life is too short to worry about how other people should think of your decisions. Got a little motivational there. Banana flavored milk is a South Korean milk beverage that obviously is made to taste like bananas. In the 1970s, the South Korean government wanted to encourage citizens to drink more milk, and in response, because bananas were then considered a luxury in South Korea, banana flavored milk was created, believing consumers would purchase the milk in order to taste the fruit. The milk became extremely popular, and in 2010, banana flavored milk sold 800,000 bottles per day in South Korea, and 5.3 billion bottles had been sold across the country since the product was first developed. By 2012, annual sales of banana flavored milk totaled 10 billion South Korean won, and in June 2024, the product even ranked third on Amazon's list of best-selling flavored milk products. Klim, which is milk spelled backwards, but what this entry specifically refers to is Klim, a brand of powdered milk originally created by Borden and acquired by Nestle in the 1990s. Clim was developed as a dehydrated whole milk powder for use by scientific explorers, geologists, soldiers, and other jungle travelers who needed a lightweight dry ration that would keep for several days in high heat and humidity, even when taken away from its container. During World War II, Clim was initially adopted as part of the US Army jungle ration. Early ads of Clim featured the slogan, "Spell it backwards," since, you know, the name and everything. Blue milk gained popularity through the media franchise Star Wars. It's officially called Bantha milk and has since become a real-world item at places like Disneyland. 4% milk is essentially regular milk with its original fat content intact. Technically, most whole milk in stores contains about 3% milk fat, which I mentioned earlier, but some companies label richer varieties as 4% fat. It's creamier, heavier, and often used in recipes where the richness of the milk really matters. Some people say that it tastes closer to raw milk or farm fresh milk. The phrase "don't cry over spilled milk" is an Old English proverb that dates back to the 1600s. The phrase means not to worry about things that have already happened and can't be changed, which are some pretty true words. Milk was once valuable a long time ago, and spilling it was an actual loss, but the saying is obviously more symbolic now. This entry is quite a weird one. The entry refers to a TikTok trend where people would fill their drawers with milk, calling it a milk drawer. That's literally the entire point, there's nothing else. And now it is finally time for the final layer of the milk iceberg. Final layer. Blueberry milk is exactly what it sounds like. It's milk that's flavored with blueberries. It's a popular drink in countries like South Korea where fruit-flavored milk is common and even found in vending machines. You've probably been told at some point that drinking warm milk helps you fall asleep. While it's comforting for many people, there's no strong evidence that it actually causes you to relax or fall asleep. But interestingly, it's actually more of some sort of placebo effect that's going on. There's been a long-running debate over whether hot chocolate is just heated up chocolate milk. Technically, they're not the same because hot chocolate is made with melted chocolate and hot milk. If you drink water with hot chocolate, you are insane. While chocolate milk is pre-mixed with cocoa powder or chocolate syrup and usually served cold. Pre-refrigeration industrial milk infrastructure. Before the era of refrigeration, milk delivery and storage was a nightmare. Milk would spoil quickly, so dairies had to be located close to cities, and milkmen made daily rounds to deliver fresh bottles of milk to people. Iceboxes and insulated containers in general were used to try to keep milk cool, but this often failed. Pasteurization wasn't widely adopted until the late 1800s, so raw milk was also a huge health hazard, with contaminated milk causing outbreaks of diseases like tuberculosis and typhoid. A common theory among students in American schools is that the milk served in schools isn't real milk at all. I mean, would you blame them? Corn milk is made by blending corn kernels with water and straining them. It has a creamy texture and a naturally sweet corny flavor, which doesn't sound that good as a milk alternative. Yes, expired milk is sometimes used in skincare. I'm not joking about this. Milk contains lactic acid, a natural exfoliant that can help remove dead skin and brighten your complexion. Surprisingly, many modern skincare products use similar milk-derived compounds, like lactic acid. This entry refers to a copy pasta about someone soaking their Webkinz plushie in milk and sucking it out. Explaining it doesn't even do it justice, so I'll just read it. Before I read this, if you don't know what a copy pasta is, it's basically just a short story on the internet that's just been copy and pasted several times, hence the name. I used to have this Webkinz that I used to pour milk on and suck the milk back out of it, and it was sopping wet all the time. I used to slam it against walls and it would make a loud thud. Wow, that is quite the story. Regardless if it's true or not, it's still pretty funny. Despite the popular belief that cats love milk, most adult cats are actually lactose intolerant. Giving them cow's milk can lead to stomach issues. Kittens can digest milk, but they lose the enzyme to do so as they grow older, just like how some humans are lactose intolerant. I'm ashamed to say that I used to actually drink ice in milk. This is controversial as some people swear by it, saying it makes milk extra cold and refreshing, which was my reasoning for doing it. But others see it as disgusting, claiming it waters down the taste of the milk and ruins the texture. I personally don't think this is too bad, but who knows? What do you think of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Yes, milk in bags is a real thing, and it's pretty common in countries like Canada, South Africa, and parts of Europe. This actually seems pretty convenient, and it'd be cool to see milk in bags in the United States. In 2008, one of the biggest food safety scandals in history happened in China when it was discovered that milk and baby formula had been contaminated with melamine, a toxic chemical used to make plastics. The purpose of adding melamine was to artificially inflate the protein content in milk during testing, which allowed it to pass quality control checks. Over 300,000 babies were affected because of this, with at least 6 confirmed deaths and thousands hospitalized due to kidney damage and other complications. The scandal led to international recalls, widespread outrage, and a major loss of trust in China's dairy industry. Several trials were conducted by the Chinese government, resulting in 2 executions, 3 sentences of life imprisonment, 2 15-year prison sentences, and the firing or forced resignation of 7 local government officials. And all of that was the milk iceberg explained. Credit to Mariel's Precious 128 on Reddit for the weird idea for this video. They made the original iceberg for this, so I'll leave a link to their original post in the description. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more from me, subscribe and let me know if you have any ideas for videos I should do in the future in the comments below. With all that said, I will see you in the next video I make, and bye for now.